So we're going to be adding 7 tenths or 70 hundredths and 2 tenths or 20 hundredths. So we're going to be using both our base 10 blocks as a drawing and our numbers. So here I'm going to go ahead and start by drawing 7 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to write the number 7 here. I have no flat, so I draw nothing there. And I have my decimal points. And I have no hundredths or units, so I'm going to put another 0 here. I am adding 2 rods or 2 tenths. And again, I have no whole numbers or flats and no hundreds or no units. So I'm going to bring this to decision making, and I'm going to start off with my hundredths, 0 plus 0. If I combine that, that is just simply 0. So now I'm going to go on to my tenths. Here are my tenths. I'm going to bring this all in together. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have 7 rods and 2 rods. So I'm going to add my 7 plus 2. So I'm going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 more. So I'm going to be doing 7 plus 2. Well, what is 7 plus 2? Well, let's check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 rods. Is this enough to make into a flat? No. I need 10 rods to make one flat, but I only have 9. So I am only going to have 9, so I bring down that 9. I have nothing to regroup. I bring down my decimal. I have a 0 here and 0 here. So what I have left over is 9 tenths or 90 hundredths. Again, same process. We have to make sure we line up that decimal. Can we see that we have each decimal on top of each other? Okay, so we start off 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 2, 7, 8, 9, 9. Then I have 0 plus 0, and that's 0. So that's what I have right here. Now let's practice another one. Let's do 1 and 9 tenths plus 1 and 3 tenths. I could also do 1 and 90 hundredths. So I'm going to put my imaginary 0 here, my ghost 0. And I'm going to again write it in here, but this time I'm only going to be using my numbers. So let's go ahead and start here. I have 0 whole numbers. Oh, sorry, I have actually 1 whole, and 9 tenths. Then I have 1 whole here, put my decimal here, following each one. And I have 3 tenths. So I again start off with my lowest place value, and that is in my tenths place. So I'm going to combine 9 plus 3. So I'm going to bring it down here to my decision making right here. We see this little grid that's a little different. This is where my decisions are going to be made. I'm going to have 9 plus 3. What is 9 plus 3? 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. Do I have enough to make into a flat? Because all I need is, because I have 12 rods, all I need is 10 rods. Yep, I do have enough, so I'm going to be adding one here. How much will I have left over once I remove those 10 rods? Exactly, I'll have 2 left over. Now here I am here. I have 1 plus 1. So I'm going to put here 1 plus 1. But I also can't forget this other one we have on top. So I'm going to add another plus 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. So I bring down that 3. And I cannot forget to bring down my decimal in the same line. So again, I have a 3 in the ones place. Write my decimal point underneath, keeping the same line. And my 2 tenths. So I have 3 and 2 tenths. Now here, I'm going to follow the same strategy. I'm going to be using 1 and 34 hundredths. Going to be adding 1 and 68 hundredths. So let me write that down here. So this is 1 flat. This is 3 rods. And 4 units. Just as a demonstration. Now here I have 1 and 68 hundredths. So again, I have another flat. I have 6 rods. And then I have 8 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to write my numbers 1, 6, 8. So let's start off with our lowest place value, and that is 4 plus 8. So let's put that in our decision making. So we're doing 4 plus 8. So let's combine our units together. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I have my other 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many units do I have in all? Well, I have 4, 8, 12. So let's say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Altogether, I have 12. I have 12 units. Do I have enough units to make a rod? Remember, all I need to have are 10 units to make one rod. So I have 4, 8, 9, 10. This is enough to make one more rod up here. And how many units do I have left over? That's right, 2. So these 2 right here will be staying here, my 2 units, or my 2 here. Now, let me look at my 3 and 6, and I'm going to go ahead and write it here. I have 3 plus 6, which is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to find out how much is together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I cannot forget that one rod we have left over here. So I have one rod here, and I'm going to include it here, which is also plus 1. So let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10. Now, how many do I need to make a flat? That's right, I need to have 10 to make a flat. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 right here are going to be making a flat right here. Do I have any leftover rods? Nope, I don't have any leftover rods, so I'm going to put a 0. Right here is where I'm going to go ahead and bring down my decimal point. Now I'm going to look at my ones place. So here I have 1 and 1, so that's what I'm going to add here. I have 1 plus 1, which is 1 flat plus another flat. Now how many do I have here? Well, I have 2, but I also cannot forget that I included another one right there. So this is another plus 1, which I'm adding another flat. So now how many flats do I have in all? Well, that's right. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 flats. So now I have a total of 3 and 2/100. I have 3 flats, no rods, and 2 units. Now let's review some subtraction. I'm going to be subtracting 5/10. So I have 0 and 5/10. And I'm going to be subtracting 0 and 3/10. I can also put my ghost zeros here because this is also can be written as 50 hundredths or 30 hundredths. So, okay, let's go ahead and go here. I have 0 and 5/10. I'm going to draw my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have no hundreds, so I don't have to worry about that here. Again, here I have 0, so I have no flats, but I do have 1, 2, 3. So here I'm going to be subtracting 3/10. So here is when I'm going to bring down the 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rods, my 5/10. And I'm going to simply take away 3. So I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3. Now, with that being said, I am now going to take down my 2. So I have 1, 2. And these 3 are now being the ones taken away. So I originally had 5/10, 3 green, which are the ones that are now taken away. How many tenths do I have left? That's right, I only have 2/10 left. So this is what I have here. I'm going to bring down this 0 and write my 2 right here. So all I have left is 0 and 2/10 or 20 hundredths. Now I'm going to do the same process for this next one. But this time I'm going to be using 3 and 5/10 or 3 and 50 hundredths. Then I'm going to be subtracting 2 and 8/10 or 80 hundredths. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to start off by drawing. I have 3 flats. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have no hundredths. And remember this, I am going to be taking away from my tenths first. I need to take away 8 tenths, but I only have 5. Is this enough for me to take away? No, it is not. So what should I do? Well, I have to borrow from here. So I'm going to include this here. So I'm going to put this down in my decision making. So how many do I have in one flat? That's right, 10. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to have my original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here, can I take away now? Can I take away 8 tenths? Yep, you betcha I can. So let's go ahead and do that. So I can take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many do I have left over? Let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 left over. Well, let me see. Let me count that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 left over. So let's go ahead and write that down. I have 7 left over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, I had taken away 8 from how many? 15. So now I don't have my flat anymore. Now here, I'm going to bring this down. I had 2 flats. And it tells me I have to take away how many? I have to take away 2. So I'm going to take away 1, 2. Do I have any more flats to bring down? Nope. These flats are gone. I do not have them anymore. So this becomes a big 0 or nothing there. So I have 0 and 7 tenths. So this is 0 and 7 tenths or 70 hundredths. Now for letter F, let's do 4 and 82 hundredths. And I'm going to subtract 1 and 96 hundredths. Let's go ahead and get started by drawing out here. So I'm going to start off with my 4 flats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My 8 rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And my 2 units. Okay, so here is where I'm going to be subtracting. I need to take away 6 from 2. Well, is that possible? Can I take away 6 units from the 2 that I have? No. So I'm going to have to borrow. I'm going to have to borrow 1 rod. So I'm going to move this rod and put it over here. Now again, how many units are in 1 rod? That's right, there's 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. So now I'm going to redraw this out. I have now 10 plus 2. I have 12 now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I now have my 12 units. I need to take away 6. So I'm taking away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have now taken away 6. How many do I now have left over? That's right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is what I have left over in my hundredths. So now let's try my tenths. I have now 7. I have 7 rods. I need to take away 9. Is that possible for me to do? Can I take away 9 from 8 or from 7? Nope. So what am I going to have to do? That's right. I'm going to have to borrow a flat. So this is no flat anymore. How many rods are in a flat? That's right. There's 10. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, what do I have left now? I have 17. And I want to take away 9. So how am I going to? So let's go ahead and put these all together. So I have 7 here and 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now I need to take away how many? I need to take away 9. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many do I have left over? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 rods left over. Now let's look here. I have now 3 flats. I need to take away how many? 1. So I'm going to redraw these out. I have 1, 2, 3. And how many do I have to take out? That's right, just 1. So I'm taking away 1. Now how many do I have left? I only have 2 flats now. So my final answer should be 2, and I have 8,600. So again, I have 2 and 8,600. So now let's test this out the way we would normally do subtraction. Remember, our decimals are always lined up. So I have 2 minus 6. Can I do that? No. I have to borrow from my 8. This becomes a 7, which this now becomes a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. Now I have 7 minus 9. Can I take away 9 from 7? Nope. I have to borrow from my ones, and I get a 3. And that's exactly what I did here. You see, I did not have enough units, so I had to borrow from my rods, which then became 12 units. Took away 6, I had 6 left over. Here as well, I only then had 7 after having 8. I then had 7. I had to borrow from my flats or my ones, and then I ended up having how many? That's right, I ended up having 17. From the 17, I took away 9, just like I did here. And how much did I have left over? 8. Now I am looking at my ones or my flats. 3 minus 1 is 2. Exactly what I have here.